Imagine this, right now, in the middle of you breathing. Every bit of oxygen on Earth just disappears. Not for an hour, not even for a minute, just 5 seconds. Sounds harmless, right? Trust me, it is not. In those 5 seconds, planes would drop from the sky, buildings could crumble, and even water itself would not technically be water anymore. And when the oxygen comes back, things do not just reset. Planes do not magically restart. The chaos does not disappear. Let us break down what would really happen if the world lost oxygen for 5 seconds. Before we go any further, let us set the rules for this thought experiment. We are not talking about oxygen slowly leaking away or the air just thinning out. In this scenario, every molecule of oxygen on Earth disappears completely, everywhere, all at once. And it only lasts for 5 seconds. Then, like flipping a switch, oxygen comes back as if nothing ever happened. During those 5 seconds, it is not just about holding your breath. Oxygen is part of the air, the water, the ground, and even the materials that hold our cities together. It keeps engines running, protects us from harmful radiation, and holds chemical bonds that keep structures stable. Take it out for even a moment and the entire system of life and technology starts to unravel. So what happens to humans first? Your chest would tighten as if the air is turned solid. You would feel like you cannot inhale no matter how hard you try, but you would not die instantly. 5 seconds without oxygen is roughly like holding your breath. It is uncomfortable and shocking, but survivable. Your blood pressure would spike and some people could faint instantly. Your brain would feel dizzy and disoriented. Drivers could black out mid-turn. Surgeons could lose focus, and factory workers could stumble while handling heavy machinery. Multiply this across the planet, and those 5 seconds could trigger chaos that does not reset. When oxygen returns, now let us talk about machines. Every plane in the sky relies on oxygen to burn fuel. Without it, jet engines shut down immediately. Thousands of planes would stall at the same time, gliding helplessly as pilots scramble. Cars, trucks, and motorbikes would stall on every road, causing instant gridlock. Power plants that rely on combustion would fail. Generators would cut off. Factories would halt mid-production. Even hospitals would face immediate danger. Life support machines depend on oxygen and would fail. In those seconds, when oxygen comes back, these machines do not just spring back to life. The aftermath is chaos that stretches for miles. Oxygen is also a structural element of our planet. Concrete, the material holding up our buildings, relies on oxygen to bind together. Without it, skyscrapers, bridges, and roads could crack and crumble. The ozone layer, which shields us from UV radiation, disappears along with oxygen. Water, composed of hydrogen and oxygen, temporarily splits into hydrogen gas, creating explosive potential across oceans, lakes, and rivers. The soil under our feet loses stability, and plants stall at the cellular level. Forests could collapse and landscapes would look like they have been hit by an invisible force. Nature suffers too. Birds cannot fly without oxygen and would fall from the sky. Fish rely on dissolved oxygen in water and would suffocate instantly. Forests and plants would stall and collapse. Insects, including pollinators like bees, would die mid-flight, disrupting entire ecosystems. Predators that rely on rapid oxygen-powered muscle response would weaken. The food chain would seize up and ecosystems would be paralyzed. Oxygen coming back does not undo the damage. Life in these ecosystems would remain broken. When oxygen returns after 5 seconds, it does not fix everything. Planes are still falling. Cars remain stalled. Explosions could ignite along coastlines from hydrogen recombining with oxygen. Fires erupt everywhere as oxygen fuels every smoldering ember. Hospitals struggle to restart life support machines, and patients who lost oxygen in that time could already be beyond saving. The world takes a massive sigh of relief, but the chaos continues to spiral. This scenario is not just fantasy. Scientists know that even small drops in oxygen affect humans. At the top of Mount Everest, oxygen levels are only a third of what they are at sea level, and climbers struggle to perform simple tasks. Hypoxia studies show that within seconds of oxygen loss, people can experience dizziness, confusion, and loss of coordination. The fighter pilots train for cockpit failures because they have only seconds to react before blacking out. Oxygen levels in Earth's history have fluctuated, and even small changes can drastically impact ecosystems. A complete disappearance, even for 5 seconds, aligns with real-world science. So here is the reality check. 5 seconds might seem insignificant, but in that time, humans collapse, machines fail, buildings crack, and nature goes silent. Oxygen is the invisible thread holding everything together. We rarely notice it because it is always there, but remove it and the fragility of our world is revealed. Next time you take a deep breath, remember that life depends on this invisible gas. 5 seconds without it might not seem like much, but for Earth, it is a lifetime of chaos compressed into the blink of an eye. If this blew your mind, just imagine what would happen if AI became self-aware. We have a video breaking that down, and it is even more unbelievable than this. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next mind-bending scenario. If you love seeing how just 5 seconds without oxygen could throw the world into chaos, give this video a like and share it with someone who loves crazy science experiments. The planet, the sky, and the air around us are full of secrets, and we are just scratching the surface. Stick around for the next one and prepare to have your jaw drop.